Hey, hello everybody, it's Dr. Steve back with another episode of Core Wellness TV, and today we're going to learn, I'm going to share, and you're going to learn how to use the bathroom as a strategy to fix a forward head posture. And because here's the thing, I just started this Fix Your Forward Head program, this 30-day challenge that started. It'll be a week this Wednesday, March 8th, 2016, and Tuesday I'm getting prepared for my first live coaching session. I'm helping everybody out in there, and this is a beta group where I'm making this program. So I'm preparing some content for that coaching session, and I thought I'd share something with the community at large and let you know that you can still get into that beta group if you're interested. It's still only half price or less for getting in and helping me make it, and you can get information there. You'll see a little thing drop down, but it's Fix Your Forward Head something. Anyway, it's right there. It'll drop down if you click on the little eye on YouTube. Now, here we are. First thing, so we use the bathroom. Why do we use the bathroom? Because we do it a lot, right? We're in and out of the bathroom all day long. And this comes from Chip and Dan Heath's book, Switch. It's a good psychological trigger to help you change a pattern and change a brain program, right? One of the things that they talk about is tweaking your environment. Meaning, you can use something in your environment, like if you're going to wake up in the morning and you're trying to get into the habit of jogging, you put your jogging shoes and your jogging clothes right there on the floor so you trip over them when you wake up, that kind of thing. I often tell people inside the Core Wellness Institute course to remind them to get on their foam roller and do some foam angels and open up their chest and all that, to put it in their living room somewhere where they'll trip over it. Don't put it under the bed or anything like that. Get it out, get it visible so it becomes a trigger for you. Also, another thing is, like, every time you go through a door, get to your core. These are all things that I've shared in the past with my core students, and these are triggers, right? So it's very important to put those into your life so you trip over them to make. So this is the bathroom thing. Every time you go to the bathroom, that should be a trigger for you. If you need to, you can put a little post-it or something in the bathroom that says, get to your core, or fix forward head, or something like that. But here's the thing, for men, right? I noticed myself get up in the morning, right? And I noticed myself doing this. And in the bathroom, doing this. Right? Making sure we aim to please, you aim to please. So, for men, and I do know some women who stand up, but for men, it's a good habit to get into, is when you're going to the bathroom, instead of breaking, where's your break point? Are you breaking from here? Or could you possibly keep upright as you do that? Right? And how do we do that? How do we keep upright? Very simple. Just like a baby, we push away from support points. We imagine that our head is going up, just like a baby. Well, actually, in this instance, we're going to be like Indiana Jones. We're going to imagine this external ceiling is dropping down on us, and we're going to push away from it. And that will automatically set that into motion. And you can also drive away from your feet. So if you push away from your feet, the intention, the thought of pushing away from your feet, and the intention of pushing away from your head, then you're going to already kind of create that little core stability through here. So that's what the intention is. Then it's you separate and look down. You separate and look down. Okay? And the biggest mistake is allowing the rib cage, when you look down, your rib cage is going to want to come up. So we don't want movement in here. We want this all to be solid and this all to be solid, and we're going to look straight down. We need to differentiate that movement. Sometimes everything gets garbled up together in our brain, and we do a movement. Every time we look down, the program to look down starts by breaking here. We need to reawaken the pathway of that movement pattern where the brain does this to look down. Same thing goes for looking at devices and looking down at books and reading. Just work more on, instead of being a total collapser, stay a little more upright and use more of your upper cervicals, because that's what stress drives us here anyway. The more we can keep that open, the better off we're going to be, and the younger we're going to look, because we won't look like this all the time. Okay, good. Now this goes for women too when you go to the bathroom, right? The idea is whenever you sit down, this goes anytime you get up and get down, in and out of a car, up and down out of a chair, but the bathroom is our trigger, remember? So the two things to focus upon here are not letting your chin go into the pokey, which actually Carol inside the Fix Your Forward Ahead course, I used the word pokey in one of my training videos, and she said, I looked that up and it means prison. I'm like, well, I wouldn't judge it that hard, but I started using that as a trigger, like, don't get thrown into the pokey. If you get pokey, that's a good time to catch yourself and rewire, right? So for women, the two biggest mistakes, or for men too, we all go to the bathroom sitting down usually, whenever you sit down, the first thing that happens is we get into a chin poke, okay? And all the motion comes from up here in our upper cervicals. We want that motion to come from here in our mid-back. When we start to go down, this needs to come down and our head needs to stay long. Okay? So, head stays long as you go down. That's the thing. Imagine again, the ceiling's coming down on you and you're going to come up and we're going to make that sitting, like sit back while not being like this but staying long. And that forces you to get the fulcrum out of here into here. Okay? The other big thing that's going to happen is if you start focusing on this, when you break, you're going to want to dump your dump your ribs and let your rib cage go flying out forward. And that is what you call spilling out your core energy. The idea is we want to keep nice container, pressurized container that's all of the top and the bottom and the sides are all nice and in place, right? If we allow the front side of the container to open up, all our energy goes spilling out. So that's the other thing. We're going to make sure as we go down, the ribs are going to stay down. Okay? Now you're grooving a good squat. Okay, you can also practice this up against a wall. You stay long, and you find that low, nice position of your rib cage. When you go down, you just tap the wall behind you. Because the biggest mistake, people start to squat like this, and that hurts your knees. Squat by leading with the tail behind. Just groove that pattern where the motion is not coming now from here and from here. The motion is coming from here and in your low back. See, now your pelvis can move out a little bit without dumping your core. That's another good thing to practice. Can you go down, do like a half squat? Can you stick your tail out without dumping your core? So keep this connected. The position from your rib cage to your pelvis is the same distance. Can you move your pelvis without allowing the rib cage to fly open in the front? Okay, so those are the two things to focus on. And again, pushing away. You're tall through your head, and you actually can push away through the ground, and that sets you up. Now you practice the movement. Same thing when you start to get up, right? The tendency is to go here to here. What do? Stay long, make a nice strong center. Pressurize your container like you're bearing down, maybe after like a bowel movement, bear down, and then drive away from your feet, drive away from the floor. Drive away from the floor. That activates all of the external rotation muscles, activates your glutes a little bit, your deep hip muscles, and that drives you up. Otherwise, you end up getting up and you pull through your back. And that's where our backs start to hurt, because instead of driving through our feet and using our hips to get up, we use our back to get up. So hopefully those tips help. Use the bathroom as your cue and your trigger. And if you're still in this 30-day period, again, we started March 1st, so if you're in the month of March, if you're still in the month of March 2017, you can still get in on the beta group, and I'm in there coaching and helping everyone individually, answering everybody's questions, doing live coaching sessions, Q&A, all that kind of fun stuff. We're going to fix this thing, right? Don't judge yourself too harshly. Not everybody's going to fix it completely, but I'm going to show you ways to make you feel younger and feel better with less pain and less symptoms down your arms and neck degeneration and all that kind of stuff. So that's what it's all about. If it's after March 2017, it will be available as an independent study, but the price will be a little higher. So right now, it's time to get in. All right, get in. Boom. Over there. You'll see the link. Bye-bye.